I wonder what's Eric doing right now.
You ever wonder what Eric's up to?
Snake, enlighten us.
Being fed up with everyone, I should imagine.
Okay, what was the question?
I wonder what's Eric doing right now.
I miss Eric.
Well,
Yeah,
he's drinking a nice cup of water.
That is very nice.
It's very Eric.
Yeah, that's the mood. Stay hydrated.
Okay. Alright, let's get this party going. Yeah. So, we find the souls wandering the sands in the Vilnian town of Kala. Write that down again. So, town
Please.
of Kala. And yeah, it's a fairly small town, acting as a way station since it's next to a watering hole, and yeah, small as in just a few hundred members in the town, and the fairly streets are busy, except at noon because too hot. But yeah, when the sun goes up and when the sun goes down, it's a busy street as caravans come and go, and get the and. Come and go to didn't I write it? Okay. And yes, it is now. We start the journey right a few hours after noon when the sun has gone down enough that you can leave the nice shadows without getting sun burnt to a crisp, and I'm lost for words.
Don't worry.
And yeah, and we start in a small house on the outskirts in which the 1, 2, 3, 4 of you have taken shelter against the sun for a few hours, and we start with you hearing a few shouts, loud shouts in pain and fear from the building next to you. And yeah,
from inside the building?
From inside the building, and then you hear after that you hear few, like one or two more shouts, and then running as whatever happened from you estimate like a few people just running away. And yeah, now it's up to you.
Okay. Does anybody want to start? Or? This is so awkward.
Yeah, I still haven't exactly figured out how to.
We just have to get used to it.
Yeah.
Can I?
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Giselle would definitely recognize the sort of screaming as a scream in pain.
Okay, I will jump up and run outside and see if there's anyone on the street hurt or
So running outside, you
You
see.
instantly combust.
oh,
Too hot.
No,
no.
but you're instantly hit with that wave of warm air and blinking in order to get the sun, in order to not get
Which is
blinded.
very nice because my face is already like covered in blisters from being sunburned.
God.
Looking to the right, you see three figures just turning the corner at the end of the street, dressed in uh, very light but very covering clothing, so similar to what Evig would be wearing, just a different color, specifically a more yellowish color, more sand, closer to sand color. Looking to the left, you see that the house next to you has the door wide open.
I will turn right and look and see the house. Say hello.
Wait, turn right.
Yeah, to the house. Not. I will
Yeah,
not
that's
follow them.
turn left in that case.
Oh, okay. Wait. Let me correct this. Right. Okay. I turn to the left and look inside the house. Say hello. Everything okay?
From inside, you do not hear anything from the inside. Yeah, it's quiet.
I'll step in.
Yeah. So you step into what is basically like a front room. So you have have a table with a few chairs, and on one end there are also a few food stores. Straight, and then there's like what are they called? The bead curtain, I think they're called. And at the bottom you see the figure lying down behind the curtain, and a hand covered in blood that has fallen through the curtain. As in, it's still attached to the body.
I was about to ask. Is it still attached?
What are the others doing? Following or still
Right,
enjoying the shadow?
I'm
No.
following.
Chill.
Madeline is
I think Evig is curious enough to follow.
Yeah. Okay, just so I know where everyone is.
Slowly and with purpose.
Yeah. So, Giselle, as you if you push the beaded curtain away, you can see you can see a body, definitely dead, judging by the size of the knife through the chest.
Oh,
Oh, is it still sticking in there?
It is.
That's gross.
It's not sanitary as well. And you notice the clothing is standard for the region, fairly light, light both in when it comes to the thickness and weight, and light as in the color is fairly light, and yeah, and sort of looking down, you can easily see that looking at the body, I should say, you find that the knife is, it's like standard, can be found anywhere knife. However, on the face, you see. Right now, I forgot to draw it. You see that the face has been scarred with burn marks, forming a
Fresh.
specific fresh.
So this is
And
recognizable.
and I don't think Giselle would recognize the sign. However, Evig and Atticus most certainly would. Well, it's recognizable in two parts. One is the sign of Piso, patron of the lost causes and god of hope. And the second part is that is the line, is the cross over it.
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh no.
I will
they
check
didn't
if
seem
he's
pleased.
definitely dead. Like, kneel down and just checking over.
Yeah. It doesn't take any kind of medical knowledge to recognize that this person is dead.
Dead. Yeah.
I guess
No.
Evig will take a few long strides across the room and kneel down next to the corpse and move his hand across his face to close his eyes and mutter that he is lost no longer.
Yeah.
That's it, he's just very dramatic.
That's a very nice saying.
Madeline is coming as close.
What did you say?
Kind of again. Madeline came in, standing right, patting his shoulder.
Okay. Oh, yeah, it cuts off a few times. I think you said that you're patting Evig's shoulder?
Yes.
Okay.
I saw some guys running away. Pretty sure that don't want to make assumptions, but I'm pretty sure they did this. Maybe.
It's probably a good
Fair.
assumption to make. Yeah.
At the very least, prime
You think so?
candidates for questioning.
Like,
They could
why
be
would
a
they
little.
do? Why would they do this?
That would be the purpose of the questions, to find out.
There is a you hear a person walking in and looking over your shoulder. You can see that it's one of the is a Venian guard who just goes, "What happened here? Stand back from the corpse."
Oh,
I will.
yeah. So we heard a commotion, came to investigate, and just found this poor fellow dead.
There were three men, women, running away, and like
When
they
you
were clothes all over them. But
when you say that, he looks very sharply at you and says, "What were the clothes again?"
Like very light, and like you couldn't see their faces, and it was very covered up and like sand color.
He looks down at the corpse and says, "Not the main. Okay. I would like. Does any one of you know this person?"
Nope.
Nope.
Sadly, no.
Well then, I must ask you to leave the building. And he sort of gestures over to the door.
Will he get a funeral?
Uh, we first have to identify him, and after that, we'll see what kind of end he wanted.
All right, I'll leave.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
If I may know, I was wondering. Once you know we're not related to this guy, you quickly like shoo us out from this. So I was wondering, do you happen to know this person? Like, is he some kind of dangerous person? So you don't want us to get involved with him?
No, I do not recognize him. It's just standard procedure to lock off the crime scene. And after everyone has left, he leaves as well, closes the door, and pulls out a little like bowl of paint and paints a sign on the door of the Vinian guard, the local guard. And then he jogs off to towards the center where you know that the sort of guard station is. And yeah, and then
Those markings
yeah,
on the body,
yeah.
the Diso symbol and the cross. Does it look like the cross was done after, like much after,
Much
or were they
after
done at the
what?
same time?
Much after what?
Like, well, like so the symbol? What was it like? How details?
Yeah, so so you have the symbol of Diso crossed out, burnt into the onto the flesh of the person on the face.
Got it. So it's been branded essentially.
Yes.
But does it look like it's not the case that he already had the brand of
No, the brand
so
was
already there, and
no.
then they came and just branded across.
The
whole thing was branded.
The whole thing was branded at once.
Okay.
And it was definitely not old.
Yes, gotcha.
The smell of burnt flesh
That's
came
nice.
into
May Diso find them purpose.
and yeah. What's the type? Who's typing? Oh, right. And yes, so you find yourself on the street, and you can, and it's still hot, since even if it's far afternoon, it's still easily in the 40 degrees Celsius range. if not warmer.
Vouch.
And yeah, you can see people sort of starting to come by and sort of wondering looking as if they're looking at the sign on the door and glancing at the full view.
Give him a smile.
They look away.
Giselle is crying.
I guess Evig will put an arm around you and try and be vaguely comforting.
But like in a very awkward way.
Like, yeah, like not like. I guess yeah, the like arm going around you is like very slow and kind of, what's the word I'm looking for?
Awkward.
Like, yeah, we're just slow and awkward and a bit unsure, and they'll, mutter a few things about, I'm sure their soul, Deso will give their soul purpose or something. I don't know.
But why do they stab someone with a knife?
Well, normally the best way to kill him.
What?
This one is wise.
Spoons don't get the job done. The question is why? Why kill him?
And why the brand?
We could
Yeah.
we could try to find the guys and ask them.
Yeah.
And report
the
them
brand
to
does
the
worry.
guards.
I think the guards already know.
Yeah, but if we find them before the guards do, we should definitely tell them to go like where they are.
Well, I would certainly have a few questions for them.
Definitely.
Evie is just gonna start slowly walking over towards where they ran off.
Do you know
In
where
that-
they
in
ran
that-
off?
Do I? No, only you saw that actually.
Yeah.
Actually,
Actually,
they
no,
went.
you told the guards, didn't you?
Yeah, but like actually they went this way. And I will lead them to like where they ran off. What?
Right. Sort of turning the corner, the ground here is hard pressed from many feet over a long period of time, compressing it and making it hard, and the street is one that basically goes straight through the town, and Madeline,
Yeah. Yeah.
you notice a small piece of paper, completely out of place. Yellow piece of paper, should mention.
Pick it. Must pick. Yeah, I pick it.
Yeah. On it, you see you see you see Diso, you see Desos, you know the hang on. So how to these like that. Whatever the double dot is called again. Yeah. And then there are a few names. One is crossed out, and then there are two more names, and after that you recognize the names Evig and Atticus.
Nice.
Guys, I think I found something. And it kind of have, if I have to guess, a hit list. And if is your name is in it.
Ah,
Oh, wonderful.
What?
I think I'm not sure. A hit list. There's this. I turned the paper for everyone to see. Like,
What's a hit list?
oh, sweet
um,
summer child.
you're just such a bird in a cage.
It was just a question.
It's a statement of purpose. The purpose being to kill.
Us, specifically, apparently.
Specifically us.
Yeah. In a nutshell.
So, like, you have to kill.
I mean, we have to kill us. Which means we will have to kill them.
I
How
thought,
inconvenient.
That's stupid.
I thought I'd gotten away from people wanting to kill me.
Mm.
Right, let's go kill them first then. Let's see how they are.
What? Guys, I'm sure you can, like, talk this out with them.
I'm not much of a talker.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
Having seen that brand on that man's face and this list, I have a feeling these people have a cause and will not be dissuaded by words. But you never know.
I was about to say, you don't know this.
Oh, sweet summer child. You cannot believe the things I have seen.
Right.
Not funny.
There's
Yeah.
two other names on this list. We should probably find them and warn them.
That seems like the place to start.
Hopefully they'll.
Atticus, do you have any connection with these people? Because there's this also with two dots on it. It's like, what's the connection with this name? Oh, sorry.
No, Arya is not female.
Okay. Just sounded like a very female name.
Can I have? Who would that be? No, Evig, you recognize the name Lon
Lon.
as one someone you brought into the brought to the hope of the lost.
Ah, this one. I know him. He follows the path. He was lost and now he was found, and we need to go find him. We need to go find him again. Different finding. And Evig will just start walking in the direction where he thinks he might be, if he knows.
Okay.
Long, purposeful strides
Okay.
of a man who's very long legs.
Okay, so it's so you're trying to are you trying to get to find him quickly, or or do you have?
I'm trying to
another
find
approach?
him cleverly. That's what-
Okay, describe to me what makes your fast walking clever.
well, I've clearly met this man. I guided him to Diso. I found him purpose, so I think I would probably know him fairly well. So I use my big old brain to work out, take all of the information, where I know roughly if I know where he lives, where he frequents, where he usually is this time of day.
Okay, well
Alright,
you're
My
trying
best
to
guess.
you're trying to overcome an obstacle in a clever way. So roll the dice.
Roll the dice.
Yeah.
How do I do that?
You go into the chat /r4df capital F plus whatever your clever is.
40 F. Was that plus?
Yeah, plus and then your clever score, which is 3.
National 20.
No, but close.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. You walk with confidence towards the towards where you would expect to find Lon, and you do. He's sitting in the under a palm tree where he usually sits when he what's the name for it, weaves baskets. And when you stride towards him, he just looks up. Ivik, what are you doing here? What brings you to me?
I come with message. But it is good to see you, Lon. It has been too long. I do believe you are in danger. As are we all.
Well,
The
then,
men
what is the
are coming to
surprise?
kill you.
I did not expect that.
No.
May I ask what the belief, why you believe such a thing?
Well, we saw a man get murdered. They branded his face with the sign of Diso. Crossed it out. And then we found a list with a bunch of names on it, including mine, yours, and this fine fellow here's.
Hello.
I think
Hello.
someone is displeased with our finding of causes.
He stops his basket weave and puts it down and says, and he just goes, why? What? That doesn't make sense.
Evig shrugs, says, I do not know. Cultists, maybe. Nihilists. Who knows? But we are not safe.
Well, where would we be safe?
Nowhere. So,
Oh, right. I need to interject this. Since you succeeded with style, you have generated a boost. So I will have the boost that a boost related to Lon for now. I'll figure out the exact name afterwards or later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I would certainly like to ask these gentlemen some questions.
Well, yes. Well, I don't know where they are.
But I have a feeling they probably know where you are.
He looks at the weave and at his half-finished basket and go, well, if you found me, they will find me. But where can we go?
Be not afraid, my friend. We shall go nowhere for now.
He looks at you with confused eyes. Fox, you there?
Yeah, I'm thinking. The brain is turning. You think we'll tell him, do not fear. And then we'll turn to what's his name, Atticus?
Yes.
Atticus, my friend, do you have any thoughts?
Well, we could run, but what's to say they won't just find us again? And this time without any warning. So I'm thinking the best thing we could do is just to find them first.
Then we are agreed.
Yeah.
I have a feeling either we wait for them to find us, or we go in search, or we wait for them to find Lon.
But
I am-
what if they go again?
I am-
First?
I am worried for this other name on the list, this Fori.
Yeah. Far.
Waiting. Either of the options of waiting could mean that another man has to die.
Lon.
Well, we have to
and
find him then.
I'm gonna show Lon the note and see if he recognizes the name.
He thinks, and he just goes, well, I know 3 Fori. I don't know which one would be the one in question. And it goes to he takes a stick and sort of draws a very crude map of the town, and goes, and he sort of makes 3 marks, 2 closer to each other, and 1 further away on the other side of the town. Just they live there. So you have the 3 points where they live.
Are any of them linked to Diso?
Not to my knowledge.
Are any of them lost?
Well, if they are, it must have happened recently. Or if they're not, then they must have been. Then one may have been lost long ago.
We can find them all.
Yeah. So yes, yeah. You have the locations. Yeah. So 2 are close to each other on one side of the town, and 1 is on the other side of the town.
We should split up.
We should not split up.
Why not?
We should not split up.
But this way we would be way quicker.
And far more vulnerable.
That's
Should we
true.
Should we perhaps give this note to the guards as well, that they might also look?
Sure.
Certainly.
I know, Snake.
Yeah.
Can I ask for more detail about?
What did you say?
It's cut off again. That's yeah. I like to ask. Paper. Can I recognize kind of?
Can you recognize kind of what?
Sorry. Can I recognize what kind of hit list? The kind of. Ah!
Everything's okay.
Can I like recognize what kind of yellow is hit list? Like, do I know what is it made of? Is it like special kind of paper or any?
Tell me how you want to figure that out. I mean, it's not just. It doesn't have like a stamp on it. Like, yeah, this is paper from this place.
Lick it.
Like it. Smell it.
Don't.
Maybe the smell first. Like, is there like a
It smells like paper and sand,
okay.
but a lot of things smell like sand in a desert.
Yeah, I can't think of any. Okay, thanks.
Maybe
Yeah, continue on.
maybe we can tell the guards to get the one quarry and we try to get the other two.
We could certainly try. Don't know how helpful the guards will actually be. Regardless, we should be going.
Speed
Do you
maybe
think
of
we
the essence.
Do you think we should take?
Can I get from from someone in the group? Can I get a standard 4DF?
Who wants to?
I've already rolled. I've had my first roll. Someone else can have it.
I think. Oh, no. Oh, capital. There we go. Oh.
Nailed it.
Nice.
Nailed it.
Okay, so let me get the.
Truly, you are lost.
Yes. Roll initiative.
Yeah, I'm trying to hang. Give me a second. No, that's the wrong one. Yeah. Yeah. So, Atticus, you, when you notice at the same time the opposition notices. Specifically, you notice yellow. A person in yellow dress seeing you, realizing something, and then the person turns around and starts running.
Well, run off after them.
Out of the blue.
Yeah. All of a sudden, I look up at someone and just leg it at them.
Atticus out.
Be careful, Lon, my friend, and I go after him.
Okay, so
we're running.
Which must look super awkward. Just billowing robes, and
I have a
billowing
very
robes.
yeah.
just ungainly long strides.
You're like the spine from Steam Power Giraffe.
Okay. Well, Atticus, you want to catch him?
Yes.
What are you trying to do to catch him? Are you just trying to outrun him, or are you trying to sort of take shortcuts? What is your approach?
Straight up speed, just quick as I can, straight line directly towards them.
Okay. He's going to try and he's just trying to outrun you. Why do you always say he? They. The character person. Not they, yeah. He's trying to outrun you. So. Oh. Well, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm feeling good
Yes.
at this. Would this be a quick approach then?
Well, yes. If you're
yeah.
just trying to outrun him, it would be a
Cool.
quick.
Yeah.
Wow.
Big win.
Yeah, you
Wait.
definitely.
Barely turns around before I'm on him.
Yeah, so you definitely A, you catch him, B, you generate a boost.
I see how quickly you're running, and I just stop running. It's like it's gonna catch him. It's fine. I don't have to run. Go back to like a gainly walk. I don't like running. Not in this heat.
So the boost is not so fast.
Yeah. So yeah, catch up to them. Just say, "Where are you going, friend? Seem in an awful hurry."
He's he tries to so you catch him. Well, you so you catch up to him. I should
So
say.
you just running behind him, asking him questions.
So
Why
You're
are
running
you
next to him.
Why are
Running
you
rings
running?
around him.
Yeah.
So you run after him. Just, hey, what are you doing there? And he and at that point, the he just shouts back, killing of hope. And when he says hope, you notice that he's run into side alley, and there are two more yellow clothed people in front of you.
Great.
And
Really love my decision making here. No regrets.
yeah, and they are
So I'll be there in a minute. I'll stroll over.
well, you better stroll quickly, since they are immediately going to try. They immediately pull daggers and charge at Atticus.
Time to draw my sword then.
Yeah.
Madeleine,
All right.
Madeleine, are we still like running way behind them?
Hide behind me.
I mean, we can figure out how far behind. Just roll a quick quick approach roll, both of you.
Plus, if this works. What? Yeah, I'm in a dress. I'm like.
Okay, so you're somewhat behind, but not far behind. How's it going, May?
How do I
Why did I just roll 2?
Oh,
how do I roll the dice?
I think I have to reroll.
I wrote it in. Where did I write it again? I wrote it in. Where did I write it?
No.
Hang on, I'll post the command in Discord. Yes. 40F plus 1. And there you
Just
go.
write this down.
Yeah.
So I just wrote this down.
Yeah, you can just copy paste it if you. And then the +1 is you have to replace with whatever your attribute is, approaches. Okay,
Just be
so 2.
there'll be 2.
Okay, yep.
I pulled
So Madeline is somewhat behind. Right, how did this work again? Conflicts, set the scene, determine turn order. How did that happen? How do I determine turn order again? So yeah, the scene is that it's a fairly narrow alleyway. Buildings on both sides are, 3 to 4 meters high, single story, and in terms of zones, there's only the alleyway and the street outside, yeah. So you have 3 yellow-clad characters in front of you. All of them carrying daggers of completely ordinary quality, and yeah, and they're going to try to charge at you. And right. With that, we determine turn order, which is in a physical conflict, comparing the quick approach to the other participants. And for these guys, since they're ambushing, they have a +2.
That's a big oof.
Bigger.
So let's see here. So so that will be Atticus.
Bless you.
There
Gesundheit.
we go. I think that did it. So it would be Atticus. Then so let me just. So it would be then we have the yellow, and then Madeline, and then followed by Evig and Gis.
I'm not already there, right? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I'm
Madeline,
just-
Madeline and Giselle, you're currently on the street, and you can, as the action, you can move into the zone, if I remember correctly. Let me make sure. I mean, this is the first combat thing, so let's take this slow. Actions. approach. Where does it say what the movement is like? Huh. Can someone remember what the rules said when it comes to moving between different? You know what? I'll check that afterwards. For now, so for this round, you still have to move into the side alley. So that. But before that, no. So Atticus, it's yours. You are up to begin with.
So as they take out their knives, I'm just going to draw my sword and in the same action lunge towards one of them with it.
Okay, so what are you trying to do? Actions and outcomes. What are you doing?
So the action is drawing as I run and immediately attacking the person. Hopefully, the outcome is skewering them. Then I think that should be a quick action because I'm trying to do it.
Roll speedy like.
Yeah, like in one swift movement sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're trying. Wait. I blanked out. Attacking, right?
Yeah, attacking while drawing, while presumably still on the run.
It never stops. He never stops running.
Charge!
Yeah, I turn around, I run around the corner and just straight into these two guys. I'm not taking the time to stop.
Okay. Well, that would be a quick approach. Yes. Right now I need to defend if I recall.
Please roll badly.
Let's make sure. No, wrong one. That one. Defend. Right. So I need to defend, which means I need to do slash 40F plus. Do they have? Nope. Oh, you tie.
Ooh.
Tied, so doesn't harm the target, but I gain a boost.
Yep. And the boost is let's say the bad footing or good footing because it's a boost for you. Good footing. Yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
Right, Madeline, you need to. You're still on the outskirts of the. Not outskirts. You are on the main street, and you hear the swords clashing.
Okay. Can I like again?
Are you using voice controlled or are you using push to talk?
No, I think it's the mic. Yeah. Can I? I'm searching like any option I can on.
I only heard about half that.
I'm gonna change this mic for sure.
It's great because the more angry you get, the more clear it becomes.
I like to just Madeline would like to search if there's any stone around. I can just throw later when I enter the battle.
You want to search for
something to throw.
To troll?
Yeah,
Throw.
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 Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. Mm,
Can I?
yeah, I'm trying to figure out what that would be in terms of action.
Okay.
Looking at I'm looking at the cheat sheet right now. But I think that would be that you're trying to create an advantage,
Ah,
since you know something. Just finding something to throw is easy enough. Finding something good to throw that's nice and heavy and be able to knocking up someone out. Yeah, that would be creating an advantage.
okay.
So, and what is your approach to this problem, and describe it to me?
I'm cleverly trying to find as advantage for a distant battle.
Did you say a piece of metal?
Oh my god. I'm trying to cleverly try to I can throw, I can use it as an advantage for a distant fight.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Okay.
3. You succeed. You discover an aspect. And the aspect is the heavy heavy stone to be thrown.
Yes.
Okay, so you've created that aspect.
Okay.
That advantage. And you have 1 free invocation with that. It should be heavy stones to be thrown.
Okay.
And now it's the yellow guy's turn. They are going to.
Next
Uh,
time, the
what did you
turn-based
say?
supposed to be. Sorry, just want to check
Yeah.
because yellow guy and then right.
Yeah, it was a mistake because I let the players go before the.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah.
all of them have +2. So. And they are going to. Well, they have sprung the ambush, and it will be silly not to take. Not to use that ambush to attack, so they just one of them is the one who basically stopped and turned around at the one who Atticus chased. He's going to lunge. Just stop, turn around, and quickly lunge at Atticus with his dagger. So, Atticus, you might want to defend yourself.
Yes, I would like to defend myself.
Hang on. Is it me who has to... Challenges, no contest, conflicts. Yeah. A character to... Ouch, damage, stress, and consequences. That's the one I need to read. Okay, it's attack roll and defense roll. Yeah. And they have a +2. He has a +2. So you need to make a defense roll.
Yeah. Can I utilize my good footing?
That was good footing. That was a boost, right?
Yes. That'd be applicable.
I think you can use the boost. How do they work again? I can't remember if you, or is that all the way down? Stress and consequences? No. If you can the boost you can activate once for free.
Yeah.
So yes, you can.
Yeah. So using my good footing to change the defensive stance.
Yeah.
Am I using approaches with defense as well?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah. In that case, that'd probably be a careful approach.
Okay.
In
What
trying
makes you
to,
approach careful?
because I'm just adjusting my entire stance to become more defensive in general. So, like coming off of the failed attack, I shift my entire form to prepare to be attacked myself. Yeah.
Okay. Roll.
Oh, thank God.
Right. So you defend, which means the opponent doesn't stab you. Instead,
I do like not being stabbed.
yeah, he just that's one of the opponents. No, that was two of the opponents, and then one shot. So those are two of them. They seem to be a little weaker, and then the last one. Come on, you're better than this, and he's going to try to motivate his minions, so to speak. And he's going to spend a fate point in order to, because Hope must die.
Oh boy, I think those are the bad guys.
And then that's setting difficulty bad guys. Yep. Which is definitely a success. Yeah, so that's a success. So that's this.
You found.
Yeah. Okay. Generate 1 free. Yep. Which means that one gets a free invocation. Free invo. Yeah. Okay. And then it's Ivig.
Yes. So they're around a corner from me, aren't they?
You are somewhat closer.
Okay. So I would, Evig would like to stroll purposefully towards the ruckus, raising, sort of standing up straight, because Evig is oral tall, and with they are. I don't need to draw their weapon because they're technically constantly carrying it and using it as a walking stick because it's a big old halberd. And I would I would like Evig. Yes, I would like Evig's going to walk up to the closest
Yeah.
bad man
Yeah. That,
and going
the,
to
the closest would be the one right next to Atticus.
yeah, that's fine. I'll walk straight up to him, try and tower over them a little bit, and say or ask, "What is your purpose?" And what I want to do is create an advantage by maybe using unsettling visage by making him look at me while I'm asking him this question and scaring the ever living shit out of him.
Nice.
I want to distract him
Okay.
with my creepiness.
Yeah. That will cost a fate point, I think. Yeah, stuns are powered by fate points.
Yep. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, that you can do. You can definitely try to intimidate him.
Okay. With intimidation, would that be
Well, clever. You're trying.
clever? Good.
Yeah, since
Yes.
you're trying to
Yeah.
use your visage, which requires cleverly.
Which requires clever.
And it is most certainly an unusual way
Yes.
to go about it. Go about a fight.
And it is, yeah. I'm hoping they won't be expecting it. So that would be plus. Habitat. Nope. I need slash art. God damn it. There you go. Nailed it.
Ooh.
Yep, that's it. And that is plus. Yeah, so you have trying to read telling me just create. Let's see.
It's because when Evig stands up real tall and stares you down,
Yeah.
you realise
And-
something ain't right.
Yeah.
Something ain't right with that boy.
Yep, something ain't right, and
Why are his legs so long?
and you've created a new aspect. Not slasher. Aspect. To invo. 3 invo, I should say. Invo. And the aspect is just. He's creepy. No, I'm creepy since it's an. Creepy. Yep, that is. You've the creature is definitely unsettled as he sort of looks at you, sort of gangly legged, taller than everything else, and he goes, "What are you?" and it's Madeline.
Oh, me again?
Yes, it's you again.
Okay. Mm. Am I right now right behind Vic?
Yeah, I would say that you are right behind him.
I'm taking one of the tin I found and sneakily throw it right, since like imagine if it like really so I am yeah cut off again. I imagine if it were like really tall compared to Madeline, so I don't think the enemy can see me. So I took the stone from the street, sneakily throw it over over Evik's shoulder to hit the enemy.
Hmm. Yeah, that is. You have 1 free invocation on that, and are you trying? What are you trying to? What is your approach to it?
Sneaky.
Oh, trying to take advantage
Yeah.
of.
Yeah. Since Evik.
I think
Yeah.
I completely misunderstood the turn order.
Hmm?
I wrote down the turn order wrong.
Yeah. I said that Madeline goes first. It's just that before the yellow guys.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it just wrote it wrong. Right. Yeah, so you get 1 free invocation with that. You're trying to do that. Yeah, go ahead and roll.
So
And he's trying to defend. Defend. Yeah, you succeed. He, basically just hit the guy who's just staring, and
sorry.
and he takes a good hit to the head, and he falls over.
Poor guy.
I'm sorry.
It's like a very bad hangover.
And attack roll minus defense. Yeah, and then it's the one remaining yellow guy. He's trying to get Atticus. Well, one of them is he's trying to stab. He's trying to stab Atticus, and it just shows for Folksalnia, and he's going to invoke the advantage created by the yellow guy. Meaning he gets a +2 to that. Feel free to defend yourself.
Yep. That was attacking me, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
that one's attacking you.
I realised I blanked out for a couple of seconds.
Yeah, don't worry. It's a new system. I'm also
Still being careful then in my defense. Oh, we get an advantage.
yeah, I get an advantage. And the leader is he just pushes the mook aside a little and goes, "Let me show you how this is done." And he goes also in for stab, swinging wildly at Atticus. He doesn't seem very composed.
Oof.
Yes.
I'm just barely bashing away all of these hits that are coming.
Yeah. Well, that's each has now and so 2 boosts, 2x boost for the yellows, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Evik, I think, yeah.
Yeah, he's being accosted by family, he said in the
Yeah.
Discord. He has also
Oh.
informed me he wants to kill a man with his halberd.
Yeah. While his family is holding him, we might as well go to Giselle and and ask what Giselle would do to looking at this horrible scene of violence in front of her.
I cast Eldritch Blast. No. I cast Fireball. No. I
No.
see this. Uh, I see this. I turn around and run to find the nearest god, screaming at the top of my lungs, "Help! Somebody! Anybody help!"
Okay. So you're
What
trying.
would that be?
I have no idea. I'd probably it'd be is it no no it would be overcome. You're trying to if you succeed you accomplish your goal, which is to get the gods engaged, and if you succeed with style you get a boost as well, which makes sense.
Okay. And I try to be
The running around screaming is definitely a flashy thing to
flashy.
do. Yeah.
Oh, that gives me a bonus of roaring 0. Oh yeah. Yeah. Let's see what I can. Oh.
Yeah, that's good. That's with so you notice that that the gods have already been alerted to the commotion, and they're already on the way. And yeah, you've gotten the attention of the gods, and they're on the way, and you've generated a boost as well, which is
Running around like a headless chicken.
no, the boost is goods. No, lawful citizen, I would say. You know, you've alerted the authorities. Yeah. So the boost is lawful citizen. Boost for yes. Lawful citizen. And that is. I wrote that wrong, but yeah.
I get the general idea. Yeah.
Yeah. Lawful citizen who's who's alerted the guards. And right, now we're still waiting on the one and only. So I would suggest that we continue on. He's created to Raf your microphone.
Oh,
Yeah, there we go. He's created he's created the creepy creepy aspect which you can which anyone can invocate for free and you can do that twice. So continuing on, Atticus.
What do I want to do? I think I am going to. Yeah, I'm just gonna, with as much force as I can manage, attempt to take one of the two mooks out.
Okay.
So literally just trying to overpower him with my sword.
Okay.
Oh, 40. Yeah. Boom.
He's going to just shout out Folksalnia, and he's going to invoke the invocation, the free invocation from that the leader gave him.
Mm-hmm.
And he fails that, so
Not enough.
Xalnia is not worth enough.
well, feel free to describe how you overpower this poor bloke and kill him off.
As he's shouting his for whatever, and he moves his sword to parry it, I'm just doing a full double-handed swing down, and he just doesn't have the strength to block it. It hits the sword and just pushes it down, and then he has a sword cleaving into his collarbone. Like, he stops it going any further, but he's out of he's not happy with that. he's,
No, he's definitely not happy with that. He's
his collarbone's broken. He's bleeding heavily.
Yeah, he's heavily injured.
Yeah.
Right, Madeline.
Mm.
You see one of the guys just crumbling under the force of Atticus.
I'm so tempted to just make Madeline cover Zell's eyes. And, there's one more yellow guy.
Yes.
Oh,
he
wait.
seems to be stronger than the other two.
Oh, Can I do others? Pick another stone. Stone.
Yes, but heavy stones to be thrown, you need to spend a fate point to sort of to pick up and throw another one.
How about if not just a? Is it still have to a fate point?
I only heard fate point.
What if I didn't pick stone? Instead, just something small, like a round stone, enough to be a roll.
So what are you trying to do?
I was thinking about.
I mean, you can look at the actions and outcomes and sort of go through. I mean, you can you know create an advantage by by sort of throwing something and sort of trying to distract the guy
Yeah.
or
I was actually thinking about rolling. Not, I was thinking about using a small rock, throwing it to the enemy to lay a trap. When the enemy take a step, it will roll him, laying a trap. Can I?
since I only heard about 3/4 of that, so you're trying to throw a stone at him.
No, I'm rolling. Wait, I'm changing this mic.
Okay, while you do that, we can see what Evig wants to do.
Hello, yes. Hello, I am here. Hello.
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 Welcome
I'm
back.
Hello. Thank you. I apologise for my absence.
Yes, well, in your absence, the second Mook has died.
Good.
Actually,
And
dead?
well, he's definitely out of the fight,
Okay.
and he's bleeding heavily.
So there is a single mook left.
Well, there's a single guy left, and he looks somewhat tougher.
Okay. How did my last round go?
Skipped it.
Good. Nice.
Well,
But that means that the guy that I did my fancy thing on is already dead, isn't he?
yes.
Yes,
Right.
okay.
So he's dead.
Cool. Alright. In that case, I assume we're still killing him. I assume that's the plan.
Hmm.
That hasn't changed. Still
Well,
murder.
Atticus still seems to be out for blood since he just since his blades pushed the mook's once into his own shoulder bone. So
Okay. Alright, I would like to. I'm just gonna do the old classic. Give him a stab. I'm gonna stab him with a halberd. That is the plan.
well, that's your plan. How are you going to go at it?
Well, you see, I'm going to combat Atticus. I'm going to use my halberd in a way that I would bring the distracting engage with Atticus to give him a jab from the side from a blind spot, if possible.
Okay, so you're trying to be sneaky with, or what's the approach that you want to go for?
Well, I was thinking trying to use sneaky, using the distraction of him being in combat to accomplish that, so he doesn't see it come.
Okay, yeah, sure. And right, then I need to defend. Boom, you succeed.
Ooh.
So he takes the hit in his side, but his arm got in the way, so it doesn't knock. He's not out of the fight yet. He still wants to get at someone. Madeline, are you back?
Hello.
Hello.
We can hear you.
Yay!
Yeah. So, what did I miss?
I don't know. What was the last thing you heard?
I think I heard that Fox is coming back.
Yes,
Oh.
I'm here. Hello.
Yeah, and I lost since then.
Well, does Fox want to describe what Evig did?
Yes, Evig very, very cunningly walked slightly to his left and then stabbed the bloke with a halberd.
Ooh.
That's basically it.
All right.
He still lives though.
Picking the enemy. Should I do the same thing as before? I think I just go the same way as before. I picking just now I mentioned something about picking a small.
Yeah, small stone. Yeah, that's easy enough to find. But what do you want to do with it?
Wait, so I want to roll it toward the enemy's foot direction, cleverly lying a trap. So when the enemy walks forward, he would lose his balance, creating an advantage for the rest of the group.
That's cool.
That
Yes.
would most definitely be that would most
Wait.
definitely work. Go ahead and make your roll.
Throw stones at his feet. Pretty great.
Where's the no.
Oh, and a tip for everyone: if you are typing something, if you're able to type something in the chat box, if you press up, you get the last command you did.
Oh,
Ooh.
control
Just
press.
the last command.
Yeah.
Anyone did, or just?
Just the ones you did.
Oh yeah, I see. That's cool.
Okay, 2. Yeah, I mean that's a success. You create an advantage as he steps on the rolling rock, and tries to counteract his off balance.
Yep.
Off balance.
It's like
And you-
stepping on a Lego.
Yeah, off balance for 3. Yeah, and anyone can invocate that. And who's next? Whoever's next, go next. Madeline. Oh, Evig again. No, it's the
yellows.
yellow guy. He will. Desperately try to get an attack in on Atticus. Somewhat, it must be possible.
We'll see about that.
Go ahead and defend yourself if you so dare.
Yeah, it's.
He dares.
I do indeed dare. I'm just going to continue with the forceful. I'm just going to swat his attack out of the way.
Well, you definitely swat his attack out of the way.
Cannot harm me.
Lucas. Yeah, so I get a boost. On that, so so that's fate. How often has that happened?
A tie?
No, a tie when with the attacks. It must have happened a few times by now.
Yeah, it's pretty common.
I had 3 ties against me.
Against you, yeah. So I should have a free invocation.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to do that.
Stacking up.
So that's a +2, which means that I've got +4. Which means
Godspeed.
Yeah, Tom speed.
So that is, now let me get this correct term for this. That is a 2 shift.
Oh. And I think that's going to mean that I have to take stress.
Yep. Oh, well, the consequence would also be on the table.
I don't think I want a consequence quite yet.
Just be a stressed little boy. Just be a stressed little boy.
Yeah, I'm going to take it as stress if you don't mind.
Well, I can't stop you. Sadly.
Starting to sweat nervously.
A little bit. That one came nastily close to killing me.
The one sweat drop purling down. As the Moog as you try to push him aside, he's learned his lessons against you, and he steps aside and gets almost hits you as he's staggering a little, and he succeeds. Hooray! It's Giselle.
Oof.
Yes. Would it be an action to return back to the scene?
Yes.
Okay. So would it be possible? I return back to the fighting ground.
Mm.
I see. Is the guy with the sword to the collarbone?
Hang on. So there's one guard with you now, since you've gotten their attention.
Okay, nice. Yeah.
Yeah. What are you doing?
First off, is Atticus still kind of sitting on top of him, trying to get the sword through his collarbone, or is...
No, that was the old one. That's I mean, he smashed it into the collarbone, and then moved
The
on to
question
another
is-
target.
Is he dead?
Well, do you want to get in? Try to get past them without getting hit, and try to examine the body.
Sure. I will see if I can help him. And try. Yeah, I guess I have to try to sneakily get past the ruckus
Yes.
there, right?
Yes, if you don't want anyone to sort of if you don't want to attract attention, then yes.
Boy.
Oh right.
Would it be like I still have the boost, right? Lawful citizen.
Yes. You
Could
have
I
that.
use this because I want to help somebody as a lawful?
Yeah, I would definitely say that
Like-
that you can invocate that to
So I
present
can just-
yourself as a lawful citizen, just trying to help. Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds like a thing a lawful citizen would do.
All right. So I would just add 2, right?
Yeah. So that is a +2, which means you succeed. You accomplish your goal. You're now nearby. You can see that he's bleeding out. He's not dead, not quite dead yet.
Can I still do something, or is this...
No, overcoming the sort of the sword fighting and sort of
Yeah, okay.
bypassing that was the
So
action.
this is my turn.
Yeah, and then we have Atticus.
Oh, me again.
Yeah.
Do I convince this guy to give up or just kill him? That's the question. No, actually, what I'm going to try and do is that last attack shook me a little bit, so I want to try and create an advantage in defending, if that is possible.
How do you want to do that?
So I'm
Hide behind Evig.
I'm backing off. I'm increasing the distance slightly, and I'm just everything is focused on defending. I'm not even bothering to attack myself. So it'd be a careful approach.
Yeah. That sounds good. Sounds good to me. Okay. Yeah, it's easy enough to get to do that. Yeah, I'll let that go. So you get a aspect.
The defensive focus.
Yeah, something defense, and you have Defense stance. Stance. 1 free free invocation. Or you could just you do he is off balance because of the rock that Madeline threw. So you have a free invocation on that as well. Now, so you now have two aspects on active.
Yeah, for now I'll just stick with my backing off.
Yeah.
Everyone else can get him. I got spooked.
Yeah. Madeline.
To do. So right now Giselle is right in the middle of the battle, right? Like
Yes,
checking
but-
on.
Yes, but no one
Me-
seems to be concentrating on her.
What else can I do?
I have a great idea.
Oh, share.
No, I'm just gonna use the small stones that he threw at his feet. I have a great idea to use them.
What can I do next? I'm just gonna stand on guard then for in case someone accidentally notice Giselle. I really don't know what to do.
Sorry, I blanked out. What did you say?
Can I like stand on guard just in case someone try to attack Giselle while she's trying to help that person?
Thank you.
Guardian angel.
Yeah. Sure. I mean,
Question.
that would be just an overcome rule. To sort of get into position, get into guard stance. What is your approach to that?
This one. Quickly.
Okay. So you quickly want to get into a position where you can defend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Sigrid, is this you?
Yeah, that succeeds. So you are in position and ready to defend. So no attacks will be able to get through to Giselle. And right, yellow guy's turn. He realizes that now that the guard's here, this
Did I
is
get a turn
what?
that round? Did I get a turn that round?
It's your turn after the guy, I think.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's going to turn around
No, come back.
and run.
No, come back. Let me kill you. Come back. Does he slip on the stones?
Yeah.
Well, if you want to,
Because because I know what. Well, it's not my turn, so I can't do anything. But
what he wants to do is get away from Atticus and sort of get out of the way. Of course, you can increase his difficulty.
oh yeah.
That's a big
Bye.
yes.
So that would be 40F. No, so hang on, let me see. Attack. Okay, so he's trying to get away. So Atticus, So Atticus, since you can defend against this, since
against him moving away.
you're locked in combat.
Yeah, I
So
definitely
you-
want to stop him from running.
Yeah. So you can call in all of the free invocations that you now have.
How many invocations can I call on?
I mean, you can.
Uneven terrain, certainly.
Well, you have that he's slightly off balance if you want him to step on the stone.
I do.
Then you have the defensive stance, which I don't think is something rather I can invoke against you. Well, no, I can't because I've used my fate point. I don't think you can use that one since it's not offensive.
It wouldn't make sense.
So you can definitely call in the off balance.
Yeah, I'd like to call him off balance. And just it's going to be a quick action just because I'm trying to stop him before he legs it.
And I should also note that you can call it in after you roll, but before before we've gone through the consequences.
Okay. So yeah.
And what is your approach to this?
So he's gonna try and back away, and I'm just darting forward and grabbing him by like the scruff of his neck, sort of thing. So I'm physically grasping onto him.
Yeah, but is that what approach is that?
That was quick.
Yeah.
So it's the quickest action I could take in that.
Well, you succeed with style. So he doesn't get away, and you get a boost. Did you invoke it or not?
I did invoke the
Off balance.
Off balance, yeah.
Yeah. So feel free to describe how you. What does the stone do in this situation?
We're using the stone. Damn it.
So he sees me moving to a defensive stance, and the rest of the group moving on him, and sees this as his chance. And he attempts to turn around and run, but unfortunately the stones, as he turns, cause him to stumble, which gives me just enough time to leap forward and grab him before he can get out of my reach.
Apprehend him.
Yeah.
Impressive. Yes, indeed. You've now you hold him at the throat, and we are going to continue the story next time, since I need to learn how the system works for this kind of situation. So well done. We've gone through one encounter.
Yay! Our
Gotten
first
some stuff
combat!
Yay!
And neither of us died!
Right. Well, I will have a feedback form for the system, and at some point, maybe next week only, I'll figure it out. For this week, we are done.